Being in such a rush to run again after knee surgery is crushing your long term progress. It is a big milestone. I get it. Lets you feel like you're getting closer to that end goal of playing your sport again. But it is important to remember that it's a milestone. And being in such a rush to hit that milestone is holding you back from your big end goal of actually playing again. The problem that I see with athletes that are trying to run at 3, at 4, sometimes even 5 months post surgery is that their leg is just not strong enough to handle it yet. You can do it, sure, you can get away with it, but it is something that's not giving us an adaptation. It is much more of a testing tool to see where we're at, but it's something where we don't have the requisite strength to be able to run properly. So all we're going to do is limp around. We're going to change our biomechanics. So it's not a positive stimulus that is helping us get better. I'm not saying don't run. If you want to do this, we tend to do it once a week, very low frequency, low volume, just to see where we're at. But as soon as you get the green light to run again, if you're trying to go and run distance, do all of these things, you're missing out on the requisite strength that you need to in order to actually be able to handle the forces of running and actually look like you know how to run again. A really good example, I had a soccer player coming back from an ACL and meniscus injury, was really struggling with range of motion things, was definitely a little bit behind schedule. We didn't run him until month 5. But by the time we did that, his running looks so smooth, his gait pattern looks so normal that now this is something that is a positive stimulus where he's actually getting better. And that same kid, by holding him back that little bit longer, ran at month 5, played in a soccer game, played in his state championship soccer game at month 8, won that game, and then went on to win a college scholarship. So if you are willing to delay some of these milestones, it can actually help you hit your long-term goal faster. So just getting stronger sounds nice, but what do I mean? What am I looking for? One of my favorite exercises, one of my favorite tells that I look for before I reintroduce running with people is our reverse step up variations, particularly the Poliquin one with the wedge. Now, lots of people do step up exercises in rehab. We tend to do ours a little bit differently, where we're really focused on the hip going slightly forward. So if you watch this exercise from the side, the bony part of your hip should be in line with or slightly in front of the bony part of your ankle at the bottom of this exercise. That's how we know that all the load is going into the knee. You're not cheating, sitting back into the hips and loading the glute to offload the knee. So I see progress in this exercise is one of the best, one of the most closely correlated to comfortability running again. So I don't really like standards. I think there's something that as soon as you put a number or a standard on something, people start pursuing that instead of the actual adaptation that we're trying to get from it. But a decent marker to look for is, can you do one of those reverse step ups, one of those Poliquin step ups with a wedge on a 3 to 4 inch box? Really good control, really good strength, not feeling any tendon pain, but actually feeling the muscles in the quad working, particularly that VMO. 15, 20, 25 reps, somewhere in that neighborhood. If you can do that comfortably, then your running is going to start to feel so much more comfortable than if we just tried to run as soon as the mile marker on the piece of paper says that it's okay to do so. So this is something that can be hard to get athletes to buy into. I know you want to run. I get it. I know it feels good, but trust me, just taking that little bit extra time to actually build more strength, build more durability, build more resilience in the knee itself is going to make running feel so much better when you actually do it. And it's going to allow you to progress so much faster from just a little baby jog to actually getting into accelerations, sprints, change the direction with a much more smooth progression rather than just trying to run yourself to death just to try and get cardio or just to try and get your miles in. This is not the thing that is going to help you progress. So if you want to see a more complete breakdown of some of the exact exercises that I really specialize in and use for ACL rehab, exactly how I coach them, cue them, some of the mistakes to look out for, some of the progressions, check out this video here where I show you exactly how I use some of these exercises just like I would with my actual athletes.